There seems to be a lot of confusion on how a Scrum Master helps, supports, serves the developers of a Scrum team. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to do all these things and even more. Let's start with the Scrum Guide 2020. As per the Scrum Guide, the Scrum Master serves the Scrum team in several ways, including coaching the team members in self-management and cross-functionality, helping the Scrum team focus on creating high-value increments that meet the definition of done, causing the removal of impediments to the team's progress, and ensuring that all the Scrum events take place and are positive, productive, and kept within the time box. Now, a Scrum team includes the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the developers. In this video, I'll focus on the developers, how a Scrum Master supports the developers. If you want to know how a Scrum Master serves the product owner, watch this video right here. So the general mindset around how a Scrum Master should be supporting the team or the developers is making the team look good. Good Scrum Masters help the team members be the best they can and ensure that the organization knows that the team is doing a great job. The team goes first. The team is your priority as a Scrum Master. And when the team looks good, you also look good. Now, let's get back to the Scrum Guide. The first way the Scrum Master serves the developers in the team is coaching team members in self-management and cross-functionality. There's many things that can go wrong when using Scrum. Many failures possible. And one of the worst things that you can do wrong as a Scrum Master or anyone else in the organization is preventing the team from being self-managed. One of Scrum's most important principles is self-management. It is based on the idea that the person closest to the problem is best suited to find a solution to that problem. There's many anti-patterns that can prevent the team from being self-managed. A common one is when you see a Scrum Master, a product owner, or a manager, someone outside the team, a stakeholder, assigning work to developers, telling them what to do and by when to do it, giving them deadlines. This often happens in moments of crisis. Moments of crisis, we stop using Scrum and we revert to traditional methods of working like the command and control approach. If you notice this anti-pattern, first talk to the developers, ensure that they understand the benefits of self-management and ask them how they felt not being able to be self-managed. Ask them, next time this scenario happens, same thing, what can they do to improve, to ensure that people are not assigning work on them? And you do the same thing for the stakeholder in question or even the product owner. If the product owner is assigning work to developers, you do the same thing. Explain to them the benefits and tell them that they are being an impediment, preventing the team from doing work. They are preventing the team, they are slowing the team down. Then try to look at the flow of work itself. Change the system from a push system to a pull system. A push system, people are assigning work. A pull system, a developer, when free, when they have capacity to do so, take work and start working on that. It's supposed to be this way. When the developer has capacity to work, they pick up something, not someone constantly piling work on the developers and giving deadlines. Next is having a cross-functional team, which is a team that is organized around a product, a defined portion of a product, a service, or a customer value stream, and must include all the competencies needed to accomplish their work without depending on others that are not part of the team. Keyword here, not part, depending on others, not part of the team. Depending on these people outside the team, because we don't have skills required, knowledge required, or even tools required to do something. You're adding complexity, more complexity in an already complex environment. Don't do that. Work with cross-functional teams. It's a must. Next is helping the Scrum team focus on creating high-value increments that meet the definition of done. The definition of done is simply a list of items, a checklist, sort of, that needs to be completed in order to consider a user story or a task completed, done, finished. Here, a Scrum Master should help the team work with the team to craft this definition of done, ensure that it's visible, it's updated, and it's used by the team each and every single day, or at least when we are completing work. Next is focusing on creating high-value increments. High-value increments are never role of the developers only. The whole team should work towards creating high-value increments. Everyone should be working on together to define what value means, to define the user stories, to do the story mapping. Not only the product owner, not only the business analyst, everyone should be part of this, defining what value means. And then the developers will actually work on creating this value, this software, this product. As a Scrum Master, you should help the team, coach the team from the beginning, defining why we are trying to build something, what problems are we trying to solve, what we want to build before even talking to developers. Do the story mapping, facilitate the sessions, really ensure that we are providing value to customers. We are not just doing things for the sake of doing things. Then ensure, work with the team, coach the team on meeting this definition of done, making their work more efficient. You should be involved as a Scrum Master throughout the whole process. Next is causing the removal of impediments to the Scrum team's progress. There's a common misconception that the Scrum Master should be resolving all the impediments. If you have an impediment, a product owner, a developer, ask the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master will resolve this impediment. That's very far from the truth. A Scrum Master that resolves all the impediments is an impediment to the team's progress and should be resolved, should be removed. A Scrum Master who is always resolving impediments is preventing the team from being self-managed. Just imagine someone always resolving impediments every single day. What happens if a Scrum Master is not here today? Is the team blocked? The team doesn't even have the skills, the knowledge required to resolve these impediments because they don't typically do it. They don't do it. The team should be self-managed. The Scrum Master, as per the Scrum Guide, is causing the removal of these impediments. Not removing these impediments, causing the removal, ensuring that the team has a process in place or is asking the right questions to identify first these impediments. Ensuring also that the team is not ignoring these impediments, things preventing them from doing their work, slowing them down, need to be tackled. The Scrum Master should coach the team on the importance of removing these impediments and help them do it. And the last way the Scrum Master serves the Scrum team is ensuring that all the Scrum events are done, are positive, productive, and within the time box. It's extremely important that as a Scrum Master, you coach the team, the whole team, on the importance of all the Scrum events and the importance of following the guidelines as per the book, as per the Scrum Guide 2020. Everything mentioned about all these events are in this book. Just follow the guidelines, all the inputs required for the event, all the attendance that should be in the event itself, who is participating, who is observing only, the time box, how long the events should last, and what is the desired outcome of all these Scrum events. This will take time. This can't be done in one day. This coaching, this teaching, a Scrum Master will be working with a team for days, weeks, even months, teaching, coaching, facilitating these events to ensure at the end of the day that the Scrum team is using all these things, all these Scrum events effectively so that they produce high quality working increments, valuable working increments at the end of every sprint. And one day when the Scrum team will be very mature in terms of Scrum, in terms of agility, they will be able to do all the Scrum events alone without the Scrum Master and be able to improve alone, ask the right questions, coach themselves, teach themselves without the Scrum Master. That should be one of your key objectives as a Scrum Master, ensuring that this continuous improvement mindset is in place, this culture is in place, and that the team needs you less and less with time because they can handle everything themselves. Which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.